Cinema St. Louis's The Lens is now the takeup.com, a place to gather after the film is over. I'm your host, Joshua Ray, and fear not, all your favorite episodes of The Lens featuring all your favorite guests are still here in your feed, just a little refocused. Stay subscribed to us here for future episodes, and you can follow along for new ones and more at the Takeup STL. Hi everyone, it is Joshua Ray from The Lens. I've convinced my co-hosts Andrew Wyatt and Kayla McCullough to join me for a late night session talking about the Oscar nominations from Tuesday. It's a very rambly, unedited, unvarnished hour behind the scenes with The Lens people. So please enjoy and join us here in a couple of weeks when we talk about the scary of the 61st. Thanks. I know that you have like a definitional problem when people use that word snub, and I also hate it because no one's owed an Oscar besides maybe Hamaguchi, but
well, it's more than that. I mean, there's nobody's owed anything, obviously,
right?
And this is maybe just me being nitpicky and like things that I see creep into like entertainment journalism and criticism as a whole. I guess it's people using terms incorrectly. It's like pet peeve. But yeah, like snub to me implies that going into the nominations, like somebody was right at the crest, sort of riding a wave of previous nominations and awards. They were considered sort of a shoe-in or a semi-shoe-in, and then nothing. I mean, I do think we had a couple, but the idea, what I've seen in like the last 24 hours is like people trotting out whatever their favorite film was last year or favorite performance or whatever, it was snubbed. Like it has nothing to do with like what the pattern has been going into these awards so far. It just whatever people's personal preferences. Like I loved The Green Knight. The Green Knight did get one nomination. I don't think The Green Knight was snubbed. It was just not nominated because it hasn't been nominated for much. Outside of BAFTA, it got some BAFTA awards, I think.
Yeah, it does sort of drive me crazy too, because especially something like House of Gucci is a lot of this conversation, and specifically Stephanie, girl, I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna say it, but I'm gonna have like people coming into my DMs very angry at me. Lady Gaga is not there yet. I know she already has an Oscar nomination, but a lot of this is politicking. A lot of this is industry kind of inside baseball nonsense. Do we really expect Lady Gaga, who doesn't really, in her scenes, she's doing something, she's doing a lot, but she does not craft a character, she doesn't craft a performance, she's sort of just doing a miming of her idea of an Italian person, which is wild. I think for everything that he's doing in it, Jared Leto in and I do not want to praise that man in any form, but that's a character, right? That's someone with a through line throughout a film, and you see their development throughout it. You know, not that film necessarily always has to be that, but she's just not good.
I mean, I haven't seen House of Gucci yet, so like I can't even like comment on how deserved or undeserved it is, you know.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't see a real reason for y'all to watch it. I mean, if it had been involved in, you know, or maybe nominated for more, I think it ended up with the makeup and hairstyling nomination, and that was it. Even though it was tipped for quite a bit more and was probably on the cusp of the 10 best. And this year they did an absolute 10 instead of what they've been doing, which is up to 10, but a film needed a threshold of votes. They had to meet a threshold of votes in order for it to get into that 10, which always resulted in 8 or 9, and I think maybe even 7 one year. But this one, we've got 10 Best Picture nominations, and it's a really good bunch. I every year do a ranking of them, the Best Picture nominations on the Lens, and I already know what the ranking is. I have happened to seen all of them. Um, the top of it, like my favorite film of the year was nominated for Best Picture, and I don't know that actually ever happens for me.
Yeah, I can't think of the last time that maybe what was it? Was it 2008? What year did No Country for Old Men win? I think that might be my favorite from that year.
Yes, that was the year it won. Yeah, because it's from 2007. You're right. That might be the last time for me too. Yeah.
Yeah, probably like since like high school for me, where like you just only watch like the Oscar, like Academy films, and that's it. And you call yourself like a film buff.
You feel just imbued with power because you've seen all the Best Picture nominations. This isn't something I usually or haven't done until I started writing about film. I never felt really possessed to watch everything. But this year I just so happened to see everything.
Yeah, I was saying yesterday on Twitter that this is a weird year for me because usually, like, by the time the nominations roll around, I will have just generally seen most of them, if not all of them. And this year, I am 5 for 10, which is weirdly low for me.
Which ones are you missing? That's what I'm interested in.
Don't Look Up, Coda, Belfast, King Richard, and West Side Story. Of those, the one I actually was planning on seeing was West Side Story, but it's basically just only been in theaters. They finally announced a Disney Plus date, I think, because of the nominations. They announced the Disney Plus date. First week of March, I think.
Yeah, Disney Plus and HBO Max.
Yeah,
I don't understand that deal, but things are getting very complicated.
Yeah, I think I have the same ones as Andrew, except for West Side Story.
Didn't you see Coda? I thought you saw Coda.
No.
Oh, okay.
I honestly didn't really know what it was.
Oh, okay.
Like, what's that?
Why did I think? I thought maybe I had this weird thought that you reviewed it, but I guess it was Josh that reviewed it.
Yeah, I included it in a piece I did about music movies of this year.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking of.
It completely like left my mind. So then when I saw it, I was like, wait, what is that? And I was like, oh, that movie. Okay.
Well, it was a Sundance hit, right? So like it's basically, which is pretty impressive, which means it's had momentum for over a year.
Same thing with Flea. Flea came from the same Sundance, and Neon just held on to it. And the last podcast we recorded, you said it was tipped for a potential like hat trick. It did that.
Yeah.
It has international, animated, and documentary. Good for you, Flea. I'm very happy for you. And Neon, even though Neon's had like a weird year.
Yeah, I mean, what happened with Memoria?
We don't talk about Memoria.
Yeah. Well, I guess no one's ever going to talk about Memoria because I saw something. Someone took a screenshot of its showings they're tracking it on Wikipedia, and it hasn't shown anywhere for the past 2 weeks. So much for your, traveling roadshow version, even though it's a great.
I don't want to take us too far off topic, but I'm still annoyed by that whole distribution scheme. And in principle, like on paper, if you've tried to sell it to me, I'd say, well, maybe this could work. But the problem is like the lack of information. Neither like Neon or anybody else involved seems particularly interested in letting people know how the hell they can see this movie. And that, like, to me, like, if you're going to announce this weird roadshow like distribution format, you need to have like the back of the concert tee list of cities, venues, and dates like playing out for 6 months, like to show to people. It's like, here you go. Here's how you can see it. But the fact that it's like cinephiles are sort of just like clawing through the barest scrap of information to try to figure out how the heck they can see this movie, it's just ridiculous. I don't think that is like a desirable place to put. It doesn't make it feel special. It makes it feel frustrating.
I totally get that. I have a lot of thoughts about it, but they've all just been supplanted because now I'm thinking about my Memoria t-shirt with the 2 showings that it had on the back of it. And I want that.
Yeah, get on Redbubble tonight. Get that done.
Some shirts on there. Yeah, Kayla,
sorry, I didn't mean to get us too off topic.
No, absolutely. And we should I already hit record. I don't even know if you guys knew that I hit record, but I did it, and we're in the middle of it. We are going through Oscar nominations. I felt possessed that we needed to talk about it, and everyone agreed that we were so excited about Oscars. I woke up early this year to do it, to watch it. When you have a horse in the race, I follow the Oscars every year because I just like the sport of it. I hate how much of it gets tied into like imbuing things with quality, and it is that. But this year I have a few horses in a few races, and I don't know, I'm super happy about things like how the heck did Drive My Car become this film that at least in the industry people are so responsive to. It is sort of validating that it's had that kind of, you know, grassroots momentum, because it is a very special film, but it's a 3-hour Japanese film chronicling the rehearsals of a play and just swimming in pools of terrible grief. Of course, it does have a substantial uplift, and it is like about living and about creating art. So I understand why the industry would respond to it.
But it does feel like and I can't think of another time that this has happened. Like, I wouldn't even put Parasite in this court because, well, I mean, that's the other question. I don't think we can be here without the Parasite win. Like that to me was like the tipping point where now like international films have a shot. So now it's part of the conversation, and it sort of builds momentum for big international films that have a lot of response. But it feels like way more so than Parasite, a very critic-driven like nomination. Like thinking back 6 months, who even heard of this film like 6 months ago, other than a select cadre of critics? And critics see, and I'm not saying this as a critic to try to build us up. I'm just trying to say I don't think I've seen it before, where there's a very critic-based groundswell. You know, starting with that New York Film Critics Circle win, I think, is where it sort of started, and suddenly it's racking up awards here everywhere, and suddenly it seems like a contender, and it did not seem like a contender 6 months ago.
It didn't, even though it played at Cannes, it didn't follow that kind of Cannes track that can sometimes result in Oscar wins. It played at Cannes and people were excited about it, but there were a lot of films at Cannes people were excited about, and those are kind of gotten pushed to the wayside as far as these, you know, awards.
Yeah, I mean,
concerned.
no Bergman Island, no Titane, like a lot of the big films did not materialize, but this one has.
It is kind of heartening, and mostly one thing I do like about the Oscars is spotlight it does bring to films like Drive My Car when they do break through, because now people are going to do exactly what Kayla said that she did in high school, and try to watch all the Best Picture nominees, which is incredible. And one of them is Drive My Car. Unfortunately, one of them is also Don't Look Up, but they've probably already seen it because it's a very popular movie.
I mean, I think that one, I don't have a huge opinion of Adam McKay, but apparently it's been doing very well for Netflix, is what my impression is. Like, it seems like it's a film that had a lot of buzz. A lot of people watched it on opening weekend. And
it has been enormous for them. One of their most popular releases ever, according to them. But there are also people who are like, 46 million people watched Red Notice.
Yeah, I feel like they always say that. Like, you don't really know like if they're telling the full truth or not. Like,
because they don't show us numbers, right, and they don't explain what 46 million is. Is that like I put my eyeballs on it because they can track that, I guess. And so that counts as a view. I don't know, but they might walk away with the big one this year.
I do like what you said and what Kayla said earlier about how, like, even for people who are not like movie people who are, or maybe like especially young people who are just starting to become movie people, as much as we want to, it's easy for us to sort of cynically say, the Oscars don't matter, none of this freaking matters, like awards are stupid, who cares, we know what's quality and what isn't. But I think I saw somebody on Twitter say that, like, it's easy for us to say that, but also my mom has seen Moonlight and Parasite now. Like, that means something. Exactly. That means something on some level. It does. And especially in the last 10 years, I think it's opened up a lot. Maybe the Academy, maybe all of like the things the Academy has done to broaden its own base in terms of representation has helped. But like, it does seem like things are shifting. On the other hand, we had Green Book a couple of years ago, so who the heck knows? We're still in this weird transition phase where like Green Book can win, but Parasite can also win.
Yeah, it's really wild. And I think a lot of that has to do with just numbers. Like, it's a numbers game. The way they do Best Picture is in rounds, and
like they're voting for Pope.
it is so much like that. It is not like if Belfast wins 21% of the vote, it wins because it has the most votes. It doesn't work like that. Belfast, for example, I don't remember what the exact totals are. Belfast has to have 30% of the vote in order for it to automatically be Best Picture. And then they start knocking things off the bottom until they get to a consensus. So what ends up happening is second place, the film that seems to be the most listed at second place seems to be rising to the top. I think Parasite was probably number one for a lot of people, like it was for a lot of critics.
I didn't really like want to do this bonus show as a prognostication, but I think like maybe it's worth asking. What do you guys think? Kayla, if you had to guess of those 10 right now, like if you had to guess which one, you had to put a bet on it, not what you want to win, but like what do you think is going to win of those 10 in the Best Picture slot?
Belfast.
Really?
I feel like the Academy loves that sort of stuff.
Like childhood memoir-ish kind of stuff. I haven't seen it yet. Have you seen it?
No.
Just based on its reputation, you think that's what it's gonna?
Yeah, I think either that or probably Don't Look Up, because that just seems like another thing that's like on brand for.
You're breaking my heart because
maybe Coda, though. Maybe Coda because of, I don't know. See, I feel like, hold on, I don't know if you want to keep this in. What won last year?
I'm definitely keeping it in.
I literally don't remember at all.
Nomadland.
Okay.
The film we've thought about all of 2021. I did not like that movie. I think you guys...
You're not a big Chloe Zhao. Like, you didn't like The Rider as much as I did either.
Yeah. There's something about her aesthetic that rubs me...
really?
Rubs me the wrong way.
Kind of what I like about her. She has this, like... She does cool stuff with the editing and, like, the flow of it. I've always liked her style. Anyway, I don't want to talk about last year's awards, but it's interesting. You and I have always kind of like, I remember like The Rider was one of the first things you reviewed when you came on the Lens. And I remember thinking,
very first thing. Yeah.
I remember thinking, Josh and I are on the same page for a lot of stuff, but not for this. Like, I like this way more than you did.
Yeah. And I liked The Rider. There was some tension in Nomadland between its fiction elements and nonfiction elements that didn't work as well as The Rider for me. Of course, it ended up winning Best Picture, so a lot of people loved it. Right. But your impulse, I feel like, is right, Kayla. The
Belfast?
Okay. If it were 10 years ago, I think Belfast would be a shoo-in, right?
Yeah.
But things have changed so much in the past 10 years with the makeup of the Academy that that type of film, even though it clearly a lot of people like it, it didn't do as well as some people thought it would do. And it did some things different than they thought it would do, like Karina Belfort getting in or not getting in, and Judi Dench getting in. But if you've seen it, you know that she's got this Oscar moment near the end of it. That was just, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of it, but in the room, I saw it at our St. Louis International Film Festival. You could just feel that everybody was really on its wavelength and really responding to it. But I think it's Power of the Dog.
I mean, that was my question, is like, I'm not an Oscar stats guy, so I don't know, but like, it's leading with nominations. How often has the best picture gone to somebody who wasn't leading on nominations?
In the past couple of decades, more often than not. And just to throw out a few, The Irishman, True Grit. I feel like with this one, it's coming at the right time, and it's Netflix, and they've put so much energy into awards that I think this has to be the one for them. It is probably within this list. You've got Drive My Car and Power of the Dog. As far as critics' lists and prizes, are like running neck and neck. And Power of the Dog is.
What are we thinking? What are we thinking about director? Because I think, like, to me, okay, so the thing with Power of the Dog is I think it's got every major category except Best Actress.
Yes.
There isn't really a performance that you could categorize as lead actress, I guess. And then it's got like cinematography, like some of the other like second tier marquee ones, sound, score. Johnny Green wins up for score, adapted screenplay for Campion. I mean, like, that's a big uphill battle. And I think there's also like some sense that there's a lock for Campion for director. Like, even if shit doesn't win Best Picture, it feels like Campion's to lose for direct. Even if it doesn't win Best Picture, it's Campion's to lose for Best Director. And then like Cody Smith-McPhee feels like he's almost a shoo-in at this point for supporting actor. So you've got two like semi locks right at the top in the major awards right there. Does that give it like a boost? I said we were going to prognosticate. Now here I am prognosticating.
See how easy it is to get into it and just go nuts and looking at all of it, just because it's a game, and it's a game about
movies. There's like meta stuff too, like Campion's owed for like 20 years later for not winning on the piano. Is like, somebody said, I saw somebody on Twitter said that like this is like Power of the Dog winning because it's a quote unquote gay cowboy movie is the concession to Brokeback Mountain losing to Crash. Like, it's almost like making up for that. Like, there's a lot of weird like meta elements going into it in terms of like past Oscars.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying that timing for it seems really right, and that not only the kind of goodwill that Jane Campion has, deserved goodwill, but that she hasn't had a great output as far as volume in the past decade.
Well, she's been doing other, like she's done like 2 seasons of Top of the Lake. Like, she's not like she's not doing the Terrence Malick thing and like just disappearing for 10 years, but this does feel like a comeback. Yeah, this does feel like a comeback.
Yeah, and it's been a big movie, and it was also something that was very buzzy because it was on Netflix and a lot of people watched it. I think its narrative twists and turns got a lot of people having conversations about it. It's that isn't a really qualitative statement that I'm making, but it is a great movie too. So it certainly can't hurt it, right?
Right. I mean, you said, but Drive My Car is obviously your favorite, Josh. So like, what do you think what is the dark horse chance of that actually pulling off a Best Picture win?
And that would not happen. I just don't see there's a whole population, even though they are supposed to watch all of the Best Picture nominee, watch everything in a category in order to vote on it. There isn't an actual tracking system, even though they're, in the past year, they've talked about a tracking system. I don't see some people looking at it's 3 hours and saying, I'm good. I like Coda, So I just don't see it happening. I don't see a lot of people. I see a lot of people bypassing it simply for its runtime. I think.
Yeah, I mean, it works on the honor system, right? Like we're assuming that everybody who votes has seen all these. I did see that there was like an interview with Kristen Stewart where she said, like some interviewer asked her, have you seen everything? She's like, of course I have. I'm an Academy member.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, queen shit. She takes it seriously.
Oh yeah. Oh no, that was Kirsten Dunst. Kirsten Dunst. Which even shades it in a different light. I could see just her withering glance as she says that. And man, I don't know. She might make it in that category, but I think she's got real competition with Ariana DeBose, and honestly, toss up between those two. I don't know who I would prefer of the two of them. I don't even know who I would vote for over the two of them.
So what do you guys, was there a like nomination that you were like, I mean, it's okay. Let's set aside Drive My Car just in general for you, Josh. Was there a nomination somewhere in like the major awards, for example, that like you did not expect to see and that you're absolutely like loving that it showed up?
Not really. I feel like everything was pretty, like it was as I expected it to be. I mean, like maybe Coming to America for like makeup and hairstyling, like what the heck?
Oscar nominated Coming to
America. But other than
you've seen Being the Ricardos. I haven't seen that yet. J.K. Simmons for Being the Ricardos seems like a weird, like
I guess I was surprised for like Nicole Kidman too. I felt like she wasn't really, her Lucille Ball wasn't that great.
Good. Wasn't good.
So I guess that was kind of like surprising, like, but there's
she's been nominated a lot though, right? Like I think like the Academy loves her in general. Like,
right. So
like
it's
she gets like a nomination every other year or some shit.
Even though it was kind of a surprise that J.K. Simmons got in, watching that film, don't you think it's sort of engineered? I hate this whole like Oscar baby thing, and I'm very guilty of using it, but that film in particular feels engineered for something like this.
Right. Definitely. It does. So, I mean, I guess I'm like not surprised, but also like a little bit surprised just because just having that pop up, it's like, why? Like,
well, it's somebody was saying that there's like there's some kind of momentum for people who have won previously. So like Kidman won for what? Did she win for Moulin Rouge or The Hours?
The Hours.
So like she's won before. J.K. Simmons has won before for Whiplash. Like there's a sense.
Bardem.
Yeah, there's a sense that like the Academy might like hand wave through people who have been through.
Aaron Sorkin. I mean, last year he had Trial of Chicago 7.
Yeah,
which was
has he ever won an Oscar?
Social Network.
He won for original screenplay.
Yep, for Social Network.
So he actually won for the thing he deserved for.
Yeah, I would say that is very true. Very true. In the Best Actress category, 3 of the 5 nominees have won before. I would answer your question with Penelope Cruz, even though she was probably like during this whole race 6 or 7. I personally didn't see a lot of people watching Parallel Mothers and a little Inside Baseball. It wasn't readily available for critics either. But
I still haven't seen it, even though I really want to see it because I haven't found a way to access it.
Yeah, it is only playing theatrically. Sony Pictures Classic seems to hold it close to the best. But when they did the nominations in the morning, they did score earlier, and Alberto Iglesias, who is Almodovar's frequent composer, got a nomination for Parallel Mothers, which is an awesome nomination because it's such a good score.
I didn't even see that one.
But whenever Parallel Mothers popped up in Best Score, I texted my friend and I said, Cruz is in. Because I know that if people have seen it, that they would nominate her for it. And as it turns out,
has she won? Did she win for Volver? What'd she win for?
Nope, she won for Vicky Cristina Barcelona.
Oh,
yeah, that was she was nominated for Volver, and it felt like a win for that because it was in Best Supporting. And of course, the filmmaker of that film is notoriously, writes parts that ends up getting people Oscars, including Diane Weiss, 2 Best Supporting Actress Oscars.
but Volver was, like, in my mind, the gold standard Penelope Cruz performance before this film. So, like, but I'm hearing a lot of people who love her and love Almodovar say that this is like this best that.
It's different. I went, the Ragtag in Colombia had a little mini Pedro Fest, and they were showing Volver on 35 millimeter. So I actually went to Colombia for an evening, and I reviewed and seen Parallel Mothers a couple of times. No, it's Volver. That what she's doing there, but they're very different films. They're very clearly his films, but
it's weird. It's tonally, like,
completely different.
It's also like a tonally weird film, but it also feels very Almodovar in that sense.
Right? Yeah, that one has.
There's like ghosts, and there's like lots of kitchen stuff, and like there's a lot going on in that movie.
Yeah, it's like Mildred Pierce plus ghosts plus a Hitchcock movie, plus there's a musical number in it.
Can we talk about somebody said it is entirely fitting that, like, Lin-Manuel Miranda is up for Best Original Song for, like, the first time ever, which is his, like, gateway to the EGOT, right?
Right.
And his final bosses are Beyonce and Billie Eilish for that EGOT. Like, he has to fight his way through them to get to his EGOT.
Well, what do you make of that? Okay, first of all, I have to say that Van Morrison song is god awful, but he has several original songs in Belfast that I can't talk about it. I have not heard this Diane Warren song, and I'm sure it's like all other Diane Warren songs.
I don't even know what this movie is. What is 4 Good Days?
Isn't that with Mila Kunis and
Glenn Close?
Oh, it's like some addiction drama thing?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. God, did anybody actually see that?
No, but Diane Warren, and the Susan Lucci of the Oscars, is just kind of, she's got a slot in there. And so if she writes a song, she's gonna get in.
I actually like the Billie Eilish Bond song, but I don't know that it's like the best of, I don't know. I haven't listened to all these, so I don't know if it's the best of those. The Bond song always gets in. Like, that's the other slot. If there's a Bond movie that year, the Bond theme song gets a best song slot, right?
That's true.
I like it. It's actually kind of like an unconventional Bond song. I mean, it's got a little licks, a little like trumpet lick in there occasionally, but it's so like slow, and it's in Billie's style, so it's that sort of slow, breathy, almost like a lullaby. I kind of like it. I haven't even seen the film. But I did download the song. I like it.
I think it's first and foremost a Billie Eilish song, right? Right. But you're right; it has those Bondian flares in it. Yeah, I think it's a really good song. I think Lin-Manuel will do the thing this year. I think he will. Encanto is so popular.
Yeah, my wife just saw it, and she's so she's late to the game, relatively speaking. She just saw it this past weekend, and she's been raving about it ever since. So
I'm
And
shocked that this is his first Oscar nom.
it is really wait. So
Is it?
What else? Well, what else would he have been up for previously?
I
I
don't
feel
know.
like he's
I feel
been
like-
trying, right?
Well, he had Encanto. There was another animated film he did for Netflix.
I feel like his name is always like attached to something.
Yeah, he had In the Heights this year.
Yeah.
Like it feels like maybe this was the year he pushed for.
You know what it was? He was nominated in 2017 for the Moana song, How Far I'll Go.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, he's been plugging away at making music for films. And he had that Mary Poppins thing that didn't pan out for him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He's been busy and he's
just literally everywhere, like to the point where it's scary. He'll just show up and you see his face. And
what do we think about cinematography? Like that one could be interesting because like I've seen a lot of people say that like what Janusz Kaminski is doing in West Side Story is really amazing. That every shot of that movie is exceptional, but like it also kind of feels like it's Ari Wegner's To Lose. But then you have like sort of the flashiness, if you will, of the black and white cinematography in Tragedy of Macbeth.
There's which one is missing? There's another one.
It's Dune, Nightmare Alley, Pile of the Dog, Tragedy of Macbeth, West Side Story.
And then you have Dune, which seems to be doing really well in the technical categories.
Yeah, they really like. I was actually kind of surprised. I thought it would sort of get drowned out by other stuff.
I thought maybe Villeneuve would win Best Director. He's not there. An interesting turn of events, but I don't know. That is a really tough category. Those are I don't like a couple of them, but those are 5 really good looking movies. If I'm saying that Power of the Dog is going picture right now, I would put my money on Power of the Dog for cinematography, and not just because it'll win Best Picture, because it is such a great looking movie. But Tragedy of Macbeth is that's a cinematographer's movie. But I would probably actually vote for West Side Story.
yeah.
Has Kaminski won an Oscar before?
Hey, that is a excellent question.
Feels like he must have.
There's no way he hasn't, right?
Maybe for Saving Private Ryan or something.
That is a good bet. He has won 2 Oscars.
Schindler's List.
And Saving Private Ryan. So yeah. He was also nominated for his only non-Spielberg nomination, as if, having multiple Academy Award nominations is anything to sneeze at, is for The Diving Bell and the Butterfly. Another weird, like, art house movie that made it big at the Oscars. But that was a very long time ago now, although it feels like yesterday.
Yeah, I don't know if Julian Schnabel hasn't done a ton.
No, 3 or 4 films, and at Eternity's Gate did get Willem Dafoe kind of I don't want to call it a like leftover Goodwill from Florida Project Oscar nomination, but
I love him in Eternity. I love that performance.
You are the only person I know who's seen it. I never caught up with it, even though I know that you really liked it. I just never. Where is it? I don't know. I've never thought about it since.
I mean, I know how you feel about Benedict. But even I, who like Benedict in The Power of the Dog, Denzel might be the best. I mean, like, just speaking objectively, he might be the best of those 5.
Yeah, of this group, that's where I would go. Andrew Garfield is doing.
I haven't seen TikTok Boom though yet, so
he is doing a lot in that. So much,
like a lot in a theater kid kind of way, or a lot
performance
wise, or what?
I love theater kids.
There's like negative inertia to having won twice already. He won a supporting and a best actor, but that's like negative inertia right now. Like they're not going to give it to him a third time, but I don't know, maybe.
No, it's not going to happen. People don't seem to be liking Tragedy of Macbeth. At least not for the pedigree that it is, and it being a Shakespeare adaptation, and it's like a cast of many stars. It's sort of gone to the wayside at this point, even though, like I just said, he did get in. So maybe there's a lot more goodwill for that and Denzel than I'm imagining. If Will Smith doesn't have an Oscar in his hand for King Richard, people will be so upset. He's good in it. He's always good, but it's another one that seemed like, okay, this is going to be Will Smith's shot. He's
like
had
Al Pacino winning for Scent of a Woman kind of thing.
Yes, very kind of Tony film that is easily digestible, and he's doing very much a movie star performance and amping up what's so special about him for being a movie star. I'm talking about both of them. It is very much that. Of course, Will Smith isn't hoo-haing the entire time.
Costume design. I feel like I've seen like Jenny Beavan just like winning every, like Cruella is not a movie that people think of as like award-winning film, but she's like won every costume award if I feel like.
Yeah, I could see it potentially winning for that, and only for that.
Well, I mean, just objectively, like I've heard people say that like if there is one good thing about Cruella, it's like the crazy, like innovative costuming.
I really don't remember it. That was
I blocked out Cruella.
with other. Yeah, I do remember like the costumes being like maybe the only good thing about it. So.
Although I love
dogs kill her parents, and that's why she's mean.
I love what I've
You don't
seen of the
remember
West Side
that?
Story costuming. It looks amazing.
Oh, that's incredible. The West Side Story costume, because it's sort of an adaptation of some of the original costumes, and it plays with them in a similar way that the film is an adaptation of the film that came before it, and of course the original Broadway play.
Yeah, if there's one thing I have seen discussed as something of a snub, it's a lot of people thought that Tony Kushner like deserved an adaptational screenplay nom just because he did some really interesting things with updating it. Like, how do you update that book and make it something fresh?
Yeah, Kushner colors those characters in ways that is a lot more interesting than the original film. A lot of Broadway adaptations have played with it as a text and taken it really far. But I think he toes the line correctly in adding more historical class elements, but also it being a text about race and a race war that's occurring, and being pretty nuanced about that. And just small additions for characters and structure that, I don't know, illuminate things in the film and color them in different ways. Like just moving where a musical number occurs in the structure of it, it makes it into a very different, it makes it into a very different number than how it's been in the past.
I want to talk about where some surprises happened. I think it was screenplay. Did anybody think worst person, even the worst person in the world, has been on a lot of top 10 lists? Did anybody think it was going to get original screenplay? That seems like a surprise.
Yeah, I guess so. But also, I feel like that's another one that the Academy would like, but I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
No, I think you're right. That is one that I think, Andrew, you've seen it, right? I feel like we feel the same. We're kind of like,
yeah. I mean, I want to see it, but when I saw Licorice Pizza again, it like the trailer played before, and I was like, oh yeah, that looks good.
It's good. It's
I feel like
not
it'll
like
either be like really great or like really like kind of trite. The whole typical like, oh, I'm in my late 20s and I'm so quirky and I'm trying to figure out what I want to do and I work in the arts and
I will say this in its favor. It does hit that maybe more authentically than you're imagining it's going to. Like I feel like it does. One cute thing that Trier does in the screenplay is that he disposes with like the I can't figure out what I want to do with my life in like the first 20 minutes, like before the like the almost like the prologue involves her like changing majors three or four times, like changing careers 3 or 4 times, and like before the movie really even settles in to tell its story, we already get a sense that she's like completely indecisive.
Right, where other filmmakers would make that the story that is kind of a detail about the character.
yeah.
Right. He's just like using it as scene setting. I am not as enthusiastic about it as maybe like a lot of other critics. I think it's a perfectly fine movie, but like I feel like it feels like a step towards maybe like something a little more middlebrow for Trier compared to like the stuff he's done in the past.
Like Oslo, August 31st is like just fucking devastating.
Yeah.
But yes, because the worst person in the world is, how do I say this without demeaning any of it? Because I love all of these things. It is a 90s rom-com, but if Joachim Trier did a 90s rom-com. And it sort of, it follows in these very indie footsteps about the relationships this woman has. It is.
I feel like while I'm watching it, I said like, why do I feel like I've seen these beats before? It's like, oh, because I saw them at like Sundance movies were doing them 20 years ago.
Yeah. But it does feel very best original screenplay to me.
But then we have Drive My Car and Adapted, and Lost Daughter. Maggie Gyllenhaal had a nomination with Lost Daughter. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, screenplay is usually where some of the really good nominations happen, where the Academy does a great job of highlighting things that have maybe flown under the radar or are, not their typical cups of tea. The Licorice Pizza, like that is the one award it will definitely win, right? Is original screenplay.
You think?
Kayla, that's your movie of the year. Is it going to do it?
It's too good.
It does feel like it would. Has Paul Thomas Anderson ever won a screenplay award before?
No.
It
would be for screenplay. Maybe.
I think
talking about for like
for picture.
No,
it's not going to win Best Picture. I could see it taking home like only a screenplay win, and that's it. If that.
That is a very traditional only screenplay win film, right? It's sort of like Her, Spike Jonze win that one.
Did her win original screenplay?
Yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't remember that.
Oh my God,
I mean, I'm not complaining. It's just I don't even remember that.
I have to look that up. I can't just say that and it not be true.
But Drive My Car for Adapted as well. Although again, I kind of feel like it's Power the Dogs to lose that category in Adapted.
Yeah, I think it must be between those two. That is a difficult category. People love Coda. Like what Kayla said earlier. I even wrote about Coda and don't remember it. But people really love it. It is a very sweet and sincere film that has nice rough edges to it, but overall it is very traditional.
But it's also one of those weird adapted, like the category is weird. Like you wouldn't think it was adapted, but oh yeah, it's based on a French film, I think, right?
Yes. And Drive My Car is based on a Murakami short story, but it's like the idea idea of that short story and what Hamaguchi does with it is he's sort of adapting Murakami.
Although maybe Dune is the long shot there, because like it's like, oh, you finally cracked it.
You did right. Yeah, it's like y'all figured it out. Here you go. Here's your award. But there's such goodwill for Villeneuve and Dune. People really like that movie. Do we feel like it might be a Lord of the Rings situation? Maybe Dune 2, Electric Dune.
No, I mean, like, I liked Dune, but I don't think it has. I mean, I feel like it's the genre, like that Nightmare Alley are like the genre pictures that they threw a bone to for that. It's now that they have 10, Best Picture nominees.
But then The Lost Daughter is written by someone everyone's familiar with. Maggie Gyllenhaal has been in the industry forever. She comes from industry family. It is her debut feature. It's
Screenplay Oscar likes like first-time filmmakers. I feel like.
Yeah.
Didn't Emerald Fennell win last year?
Yeah. Yeah. So that is kind of the territory that we're talking about. But then you have Power of the Dog, which is, I don't know. I just see Power of the Dog sort of steamrolling everything, and I'm perfectly fine with that.
I feel like Campion. I think I heard that Campion had been like working on it for years, and it feels like something that's like it's been out there in her brick oven, like getting tempered for a long time. It has that feeling of like a well-honed screenplay.
That's one of its greatest qualities, right? Is its structure, its dialogue, its poeticism lives in its screenplay. But then, it also helps that it's Jane Campion behind the camera too. So I don't know. I think she's just got a big winner on her hands.
What about animated feature? Do we feel like Flea is the lead there, or but Mitchell vs. Machine has had a lot of like previous awards momentum? It feels like.
I have a theory that Flea will win nothing.
Really?
Flea's honor was to be in the Guinness Book of World Records or something, is to be a kind of footnote for
Wait,
this
who
year.
beats it? Who beats it in documentary feature?
Summer of Soul.
You think?
So documentary is,
critics loved it, but I don't feel like it's gotten necessarily the play it should have in the awards.
Summer of Soul has been on Hulu for the majority of the year. It's a filmmaker people love because they are familiar with Questlove.
Mhm.
I think that when they watch it, they're going to see the things that they want from their best documentary winner, in that it's about the industry in some way. It is about the past. It is also an enjoyable film because it has it is a 20 Feet from Stardom win.
Right, but like I think somebody pointed out that like there's a bias, like historically there's a bias against archival documentaries. Like you can't win by digging up footage that somebody else shot and like turning it into a documentary.
Yeah.
Not to say that it's not to say that it's not work, but like the Academy kind of looks at that as against, like Paul Levin didn't win.
That's true. That could definitely be working against it. And then
was like Amazing Grace even nominated?
No, they messed up. The Amazing Grace people messed up in submitting it a year early by doing a qualifying showing of it. And I think it made this short list, but then it played the True False Festival the next year and then got a proper release that year. Much like the story behind Amazing Grace, the release of it just got messed up. So I don't know. I think you're probably right, but I don't know what writing with fire is. And in documentary, it always sort of is it a signal to me that if I don't know what it is, that it means the Academy must love it so much. So in international feature, you would think Drive My Car is an automatic winner. However, I don't know, things happen. And another film I haven't heard of is called Lunana, A Yak in the Classroom. Seemed to take a spot from Asghar Farhadi with A Hero.
Yeah. I haven't seen Hand of God yet either, although a lot of people seem to like it.
Yeah, and that one, I think it's fine. He's a former winner, and his film seems to get nominated. His first English language film got some acting honor. Jane Fonda was recognized for that. What was it called? I don't remember. Youth?
What did
is that
what?
it?
Yeah. What did Paolo Sorrentino win for previously?
The Great Beauty.
Oh, that's right. Okay, that wasn't too long ago.
No.
2013. It up now. 13. Yeah.
He's not a filmmaker I care for. Hand of God is the best of his films that I've seen, but it is a very Fellini-esque. It's Amarcord, but diluted.
Semi autobiographical.
Yes.
Kind of thing.
Yes. Very
Have
much.
Have you seen Flea yet, Kayla? I do recommend checking it out before.
I feel like 2021 just like it wasn't real. Like it happened. Like I still can't believe that we're in 2022. So I really slacked last year.
Yeah, I've got like my catch-up list is really huge.
Yeah.
Even with that, some of your favorite films were recognized and did really well. You've got Licorice Pizza with 3 nominations, even though, I don't know, where's Alana Haim?
Yeah, no, I was kind of surprised about that, but
I don't know. I don't know that it was ever going to happen.
Yeah, and I don't know. I was kind of expecting Cooper Hoffman to get like a nomination. I just felt like maybe that was something that the Academy like would have.
The Anna Paquin factor, like first time actor,
right?
Completely raw, yeah.
And the family, and it being Paul Thomas Anderson, and just that he's great at it.
Yeah.
The narrative was there, and I don't think it would have taken the critics really pushing them in their various groups, and it just did not happen. It's been a packed year. There are a lot of good movies nominated, a lot of bad movies nominated too.
Like no love for French Dispatch either, which has kind of
yeah.
What happened to French Dispatch?
Even movies like Come On, Come On. Like I was expecting that to get something.
Yeah. The kid is so good in that too.
And Joaquin Phoenix, that would be like a good follow-up nomination after Joker, because I don't love that movie. Actually, I really don't like that movie, but I like the performances in it. And when I first saw it, I was like, oh, even Gabby Hoffman, like this is a great supporting actress nomination here. I swear I don't always think in those terms, but for that one, Mike Mills also seemed like, 20th Century Women didn't take off the way it should have. So I don't know.
What is Robert Greene going to win an Oscar? Like what does he have to do?
Probably not Procession. I don't know. I think people, it's kind of mixed reactions to Procession, but it is Netflix and it is readily available. It is just there for everyone to see.
Well, I mean, clearly the best picture to spotlight. So clearly the topic isn't like.
No, I don't think that's it. I think it's very rare that something that has that experimental form, and we're calling it experimental because it's not a normal kind of follow the dot story documentary. Something like the act of killing and Look of Silence making it there is just on its like sheer force and power. And I don't think Procession had that for people.
I do feel like a hero not showing up is a little disappointing, because I feel
Yeah.
like it had a little bit of momentum. It kept showing up in best international feature categories and critical awards and so forth. And sort of somebody said that like Ferrati as original screenplay would be like a nice dark horse slot there for it.
I think it's because he's a 2-time winner.
Yeah.
Amazon does not do well with awards. The one time they really broke through was with Manchester by the Sea, and since then they just can't seem to get it together with awards, and their release strategies are weird. I don't know. It just seems like Bezos is failing in one respect among many others. But we'll see. I think
they had to carve into the Oscar promotion budget to pay for Lord of the Rings, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess so. But don't they have all the money in the world?
Yeah, I would assume so. I heard some people say that like Amir Jadid, am I saying his name? Amir Jadidi might have like the lead in A Hero would be an awesome, like if they wanted to show some more love for international features, that would be an awesome lead performance to nominate.
Or Hidetoshi Nishijima for Drive My Car, and he had some nominations and mentions elsewhere, but that would be an awesome Best Actor nomination. That I don't know. That seemed like something if its distributor, which is Janus, if they had the funds, something like Neon. If they had Drive My Car, I'm sure they could have gotten him to a Best Actor nomination, but they are just a scrappy upstart who has been distributing all of the most important foreign films to North America for decades now, and they are the Criterion Collection. Yes, scrappy upstarts.
Well, but how often have they sort of had a film that they were the like first run American distributors for, that also have had a lot of like awards momentum? That hasn't happened.
Yeah, typically it's a much larger distributor. I think if they were distributing something like Fellini's Amherst or Cries and Whispers, we're talking the 70s. I mean, they've won a few international feature Oscars. The Great Beauty was Janus, but this is really big for them, and I'm very excited for them.
Do you guys actually watch I haven't actually watched the Oscars in ages.
Yeah.
You actually watch the ceremony?
Yeah, I usually do. Like,
what did you think of it last year when they did like the hostless thingy?
Yeah, last year was, so I just remember like wasn't it like supposed to be outside or something, and then it was like in like a room, and then I just remember them like talking at their tables and stuff. But yeah, like I don't think I watched like the entirety of it last year. I think I just kind of like would like flip through and see, but
not enough to hold your attention.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it used to be more fun than it is.
I always feel like it in the past, like when I remember actually watching it, it was always a slightly embarrassing sort of kitschy Hollywood patting itself on the back type of affair.
Yeah.
But kind of fun to watch from that perspective.
Yeah. How do you feel, Josh?
How do I feel about watching the Oscars? I sit and savor every second of it. I yell at the television. I love watching the Oscars. I'm sorry. I can't help it. It is.
I used to love it.
Yeah, I used to love it too. And then I don't know, just kind of like over the years as I grew up, I kind of lost that.
You know, when I was your age, Kayla, I have my interest has waxed and waned over time. Like when I was a teenager, I don't think I really cared. There was a gap. The 2001 or 2002 Oscars for the 2001 films, I was just hanging on to every moment to see David Lynch win an Oscar for directing Mulholland Drive. It didn't happen. And that's when I figured out what the Oscars really are. But I took a break for a few years, but I don't know. I'm like this every year. And I try to keep it separate in my head, but I get these intrusive Oscar thoughts all the time.
I used to have like a party. I don't know what happened. I just kind of like fell out of interest in the ceremony. I'm like the awards and like who wins is always interesting, but not enough to actually sit through the ceremony.
And I used to watch like every single award show. Like I would keep up with like the whole entire thing. Like, you know,
wow.
the SAGs, like all of that, like the Globes, like I would do the whole thing. But I don't know.
So you were like a serious awards watcher.
Yeah. I used
Wow.
to be, yeah, probably like I don't know, like late middle school, like through high school, and probably like around like freshman year of college and like sophomore years when I kind of stopped. Like
You missed your calling. You should have like parlayed that into being an awards blogger or something.
yeah, I know I should have.
You could just like horse race all year long.
Yeah. E-news, red carpet. Like I would do the show. I would do
Yeah.
Oh my God, you would be so good at it. The three of us should go and do it and show them how it's done.
Oh God.
We are just like Midwest awkward selves and be like, oh, sorry, how you doing? And all that. Oh, there's Regina King. Yes, I'm going to watch it. I'm probably going to have some champagne. I will probably cry when Drive My Car loses all of its Oscar that it deserves, which is all 24 of them.
But it is exciting. I mean, it is exciting to see your straight up number one film win.
Yeah.
Or be nominated at least. Like it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think the last time I had a film that I was so invested in that was right there was, okay. For a long time, all I would talk about is Carol. Someone messaged me the other day and said, I noticed you talking about Drive My Car a lot. Is this your new Carol? And let me tell you, that morning that I was so devastated when it went from like, I don't know, whatever film started with the B and then went to a film that started with the D. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute. What just happened? Where is Carol? Where is Carol? So that was the last time I had a film that I was at. Well, other than, having films in, documentary or having a performance that I really like that gets recognized. It's fun when something like this recognizes something that you really respond to.
You guys both had your number one film nominated for Best Picture. So it was Licorice Pizza, Kayla, for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Josh, Drive My Car. Wow.
Yeah. And then your
mine is not
3.
Well, wait a minute.
Your highest
mine is weird
one?
because This Is Not a Burial, It's a Resurrection is a kind of film that could have potentially shown up international, but I think it was submitted last year. Yeah. But I fully admit that that's like a total film critic snob choice for number one. I'm just glad to see Power of the Dog. Like that was my number 3 film of the year.
So that's your highest one.
Yeah, but Petite Maman is number 2. I don't feel like that's getting a lot of recognition. Although it also, I guess it's technically a 2021 film. It's not actually being released anywhere other than New York here till this year, I guess.
Yeah,
I just saw a thing from Neon saying, "Oh, it's opening on April 2nd." I'm like, wait, wasn't this 2021 movie? Wait, what?
Well, I would like it to be released divorced of any awards conversation. I had it been submitted from France as their selection, like it should have been.
What was it? Titan?
Titan, yeah. Which
Speaking of snubs.
Yeah, but no, I watched that with a friend, and she got up 20 minutes in and said, "I have to go." And then I tried to debrief her afterward, and she said, I don't want to hear any more about it.
Dude, I if there is one movie I regret not being able to see, like I have not gone back to theaters I think I saw like one or two movies in theaters last year.
Yeah.
I'm just not feeling safe with it yet. If there's
Sure.
one movie I wish I could have seen in a big crowd in 2021, it was that, because just so I could I almost wish I could see it first at like home and then go to a movie theater and see it and be able to look
anticipate,
around
right.
and watch other people's reactions as that movie's playing.
Yeah, as soon as she gets those chopsticks out, as soon as she gets those knitting needles out. Are they chopsticks or knitting needles? I don't want to think about that right now.
Both, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. I
But
guess
yeah.
you could use one for either.
To bring it back around, like Power, honestly, I think that's the only film in my top 10 that actually showed up, but it is kind of cool to see it sort of as the front. If there is a front runner, that's it right now.
Yeah.
It's my number 3 film. So that's kind of satisfying.
Well, I will say on a future episode, we have a segment planned where we are going to go through the biggest awards and do our version of Siskel and Ebert's if we picked the winners. So we're going to restrict ourselves in these categories and tell everyone what we would pick if we were Academy members.
With the ones that have already, we're not doing fantasy draft. We're going to pick among the existing nominees.
Yep. So
Okay.
you cannot, I mean, if people head over to the Lens, they could probably figure out our best picture picks already, unless, Don't Look Up really does something for you guys.
That means I can watch West Side Story right before then. Awesome.
And you better.
I will. I'm gonna watch. It's the one I have. It's the one BP I haven't seen that I have actually been like anticipating. So
it's incredible. It's so upsetting to me that I heard so many different people say, why did they do that? Which is something I said before I saw it, but it was still more, I was more like, I can't wait to see why they did this. And then, as it turns out, it was wholly necessary and one of the more beautiful, big budget Hollywood films to come in recent years, I think. All right.
Can't wait.
All right. Should we go to sleep?
I think so. Let's think on our bitterness about all the things that weren't nominated. Let's go with that.
So what are we saying? Like, rest in peace to the nomination for Rita Moreno for her second nomination for something called West Side Story. Let's say, oh, poor Leo DiCaprio, poor Jennifer Lawrence. They didn't make it for Don't Look Up. Poor Meryl. Come on. Nobody likes this movie. What happened? What? I hate this. Yeah. I don't feel sorry for any of them, but there are some things that made me mad.
Since I finally did catch up with French Dispatch a few weeks ago, I saw a couple people bemoaning Jeffrey Wright, like probably should have been in there for Best Supporting, although it was a competitive year, I guess, for Best Supporting Actor.
Just take all of performances from the French Dispatch, and those are all the supporting acting nominees.
Well, it goes to the question of like ensembles is kind of tough. Like that it makes it tough for an ensemble, a true ensemble picture, to nab anything because everything's kind of in there in the mix.
Yeah, you saw that happen with Spotlight, even though it, ultimately got the Best Picture nomination. But you see those ensemble films, yeah, it's really hard for anyone to sort of shine when they all shine.
But Wright is one of those like actors who feels like he should have something, like he should have an Oscar or
something at all, but he doesn't, and he's so good. He's so good in that. That's the heart of the movie. He gets to speak the heart of the movie in the ending there. I like it. I like all of Wes Anderson's movies. But Royal Tenenbaums is still the best one. Right. Wait, so okay, what's yours? I'm getting a Rushmore or Steve Zissou vibe from you. That's your aura.
Man, Rushmore is hard to beat. Yeah.
Kayla, your aura, I'm reading, is Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Probably maybe Moonrise Kingdom or Grand
Ooh.
Budapest.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That would. Sorry. Yeah, you remind. I should have said Moonrise Kingdom for you, Kayla. But now that you say Grand Budapest, I think that's mine too. Grand Budapest edges Rushmore.
Grand Budapest.
I feel like we've been talking for a while.
Yeah. All right. Well, our next proper episode is The Scary of the 61st, which is available to rent on all the major platforms, but you can also catch it on 35 millimeter in March at the Webster Film Series. But we'll have the
really?
Yeah, the 135 millimeter print is going to play at Webster Film Series, and then another Webster thing is that we're going to have guests on our next episode. Is Carrie Younger and Trevor Younger. They're the filmmakers behind The Man in Room 6. They are St. Louis people, and they have made another film, got several in the bank, and it is also going to show at Webster, that one in near the end of the month.